Warwickshire Scouters were up and about well before dawn this morning to start their journey on an 18-day trip to the very heart of JR country. They first presented their show in Leamington last November. They've also performed it on the stage at the Royal Shakespeare Theatre at Stratford-upon-Avon. Taking the show to America has taken 2 years to plan. This morning, parents and friends crowded the platform to say goodbye. Leading the party was director and producer Tony Guy, who seemed to have borrowed JR's hat for the occasion.
Well, it all started in 1959 when I met an American Scoutmaster over at Gilwell Park in London. In 74 he came to see my show here in Leamington Spa, and he said, "You've got to take the show to America." Of course, that was a ridiculous idea. But as 1982 came, which is the 75th anniversary of Scouting and the 50th anniversary of gang shows, we decided what better thing to celebrate those than to take the Warwickshire Scout Gang Show all the way to Dallas and Fort Worth in Texas.
Now, a trip of this size will have cost a fair amount of money, I should think.
Basically, the total trip is costing £200,000. About 150,000 of it has been raised by the kids through fundraising, jumble sales, discos, sponsored all sorts of things. And also we've got about £50,000 that we'll take from ticket sales at the theatres in America.
What sort of programme have you got over there?
Well, a very busy one, 17 days, and in those 17 days we've got 4 days at the Tarrant County Convention Centre in Fort Worth, 3 days at the Music Hall in Dallas, and then on the last day, before we come home, we're doing it in front of 65,000 people in the Texas Cowboy Stadium. That's the stadium you see at the beginning of the Dallas film, and we're doing it right in the middle of that stadium.
Did you have to save up a lot to get on this trip?
Yeah, I had to save all the pocket money up and that. Yeah.
For how long?
Well, nearly since we found out about it, that was about a year.
How did you save your money up?
Works.
Work?
Yeah.
Doing what?
Gardening.
Gardening you do?
Yeah. Every weekend.
What are you looking forward to then on this trip?
Mostly meeting the people, I think.
What, fellow scouts?
First scouts and seeing their way of life compared to ours.
How much have you had to save up to go on the trip?
About £200.
How did you do that?
Pocket money.
Nobody around here seems to have had any pocket money for a long time.
Nah, just saving up when we first knew about the trip. Started saving then.
Right, thank you. What about you? What are you looking forward to on this trip?
Well, the same thing really. The music, meeting the American people, everything's just going to be so fantastic.
And so away they went, heading for Dallas, Fort Worth, and all those glamorous places hitherto recognisable only on the television screens. But before they went, there just had to be one final chorus.
Ready? 1, 2, 3.
We're riding along on the crest of the wave and the sun is in the sky. All of our eyes on the distant horizon, look out for passers by. We'll do the hailing when all the ships are out and sailing. We're riding along on the crest of the wave and the world is ours.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. This is Captain Bell speaking, and especially a real warm welcome to our young gentlemen, the Boy Scouts from Great Britain.
The rodeo is filthy. It's about, a foot of... We were off. The Warwickshire Gang Show, complete with 6.5 tons of scenery, helpers and musicians, and a cast of 225, had filled a jumbo bound for Fort Worth and Dallas. The main thing is, we've got to get as much publicity because it's imperative to make financial success to sell every single ticket. And it's the first night that's the secret. If people say to you, when should we come, say, Monday night, 7 o'clock, Tarrant County Convention Centre, because that's the time we've got to fill. Once they've seen one show, I'll guarantee we fill everything else.
Okay, who is Scott? There's your passport. Hang on to that. Go for that.
Yeah, wait. To the right, to the right.
Luggage arriving on both carousels 1 and 2. As soon as you clear customs, you will be exiting to your right.
This is a great guy.
Now don't wait, he'll ask for a raise.
Now you've been working for a long time to make this trip, haven't you?
I think we've got something for you that you, I don't know if Paul's told you about it, but you won't really believe that the Scouts could do a thing like this.
Anybody from the Gangs Patrol?
Well, there are 3 adults and 1 child.
Filling the far end of the lounge with the 300 families who are going to look after the gang in Fort Worth.
Don't ask questions. Just stand here and be quiet.
This guy is putting on the show. He's here to tell us, why are you in Texas?
Well, basically, 1982 is a very special year in Scouting. 75 years since Lord Baden-Powell first started the movement. And it's 50 years since Ralph Reeder first started the gang show.
L is coming out.
L is coming. Are you all L?